Hey everybody, it's Gil here with the Sailing Vessel Dream Chaser, and in last week's episode we left you in Las Vegas. We went ahead and took a company trip there and started at a concert for OneRepublic, a private concert that the company I worked for arranged. If you didn't see that video, do me a favor, go ahead and go up to this little link right in the upper right hand corner, or I will put a link down in the description below. You can check out that first video which starts out the trip to Vegas. This week's episode, we head back to Vegas. We finish out that trip. I will tell you, the concert was amazing, and I got some footage of some of the different hit songs. Not a lot of it, but just a little bit, right? But what was amazing to me is not only is OneRepublic a good band, and I kind of forgot all the songs that we know and love and recognize from them, and you will too as you go through the video and you start to hear some of the songs. You're like, oh yeah, I remember that song. Oh yeah, that was a good song. But the other cool thing was Ryan Tedder, the lead singer for that, writes. He's a songwriter, and he's written songs for a lot of different artists. But a couple of them, he's done it for Timbaland. He wrote "Halo" for Beyonce, and he also wrote "Rumor Has It" for Adele. So he tells a kind of a cool story on stage that he wrote "Rumor Has It" in about 45 minutes. He sat down with Adele. They went through it together, and she recorded the entire thing in one take. Done. So you're talking about an hour of time for a hit like Rumor Has It. It's just amazing. So I'll take you back to Vegas. It's actually at the Hard Rock Casino's Joint. It's called the Joint. It's their sort of private venue, if you will, or their concert venue. And this was a concert that the company I work for put together for our big convention called Kronos Works. Just phenomenal. I mean, I don't know, maybe 2,500, 3,000, 4,000 people, something like that. But man, what a good time. So we'll pick up the video back in Vegas. We'll finish that out. I'll walk along the strip, show you some of the things along the Las Vegas Strip. I almost said the New York Strip, like a steak. Jeez. We'll go down the Las Vegas Strip, and I'll fly it back home. Here in Florida, we'll show you what we do once we get back as well. So this here is the Vadera right there. And then as you can see, we've got the canoe thing, and then right into the sun. A little tram stop right here, kind of runs between some of the casinos. And then there's the Cosmopolitan of Vegas, which is kind of cool. All balconied rooms up there. And then you can really see the aria here as well. You can walk in front of it, it's okay. Don't stand.
I think it's sick of us. It's time to make our move. I'm shaking up the rust. This town is cold now. I think it's sick of us. It's time to make our move. And if we only die once, I wanna die with you. Got something I need.
So let me interrupt for just a second. If you're enjoying this week's video, do us a favor, please give it a thumbs up, and I'd encourage you to go down below and tell me if you've ever been to Las Vegas and what your favorite show or favorite casino is. Thanks, I look forward to the discussion in the comments.
Remember those walls are built? Well, baby, they tumbling down. They didn't even put up a fight. They didn't even make a sound. I found a way to let you in. I never really had doubt. Standing in the light of your halo. Down and stand. Take your move.
This is inside of the Bellagio. They have this gigantic Aladin display with elephants, and a jasmine princess, these beautiful Indian colors. They're amazing. They move around too a little bit. Give you a sense of it. That lamp right there is probably 15, 18, 20 feet long, 8 feet tall. How's that for a hot tub at Bellagio? Here's the Bellagio patisserie. I don't know if you can see that, but that is all chocolate fountains right there. So I've had a really good time here in Vegas, and I decided this morning to go ahead and take a little bit of a walk. Right here behind me is actually the Bellagio. I thought, oh, it'll be fun to come down and watch the fountain show. I forgot they only do it in the afternoon, so it doesn't start till 3 p.m. Not going to see it this time, but I think I'm just going to take a walk up and down the Strip for a little bit. Kind of check everything out. Vegas doesn't change much, but new names on some of the buildings. But other than that, it's always a good time. Tons of shows, tons of things to do. Did a little bit of gambling last night. Obviously didn't record any of that because, well, you're not allowed to, and I sucked at it. Dropped a few $100 pretty darn quick, unfortunately. Yeah, just walking down the Strip right now, you can kind of see behind me, there's a ton of stuff out here. It's pretty cool, but I don't know why I get so bored with Vegas. I guess one is it's pretty expensive. If you want to go see a show or something like that, you gotta drop quite a few bucks. Gambling, obviously, well, as you know, that'll cost you money pretty quick. There's tons of things to do. Restaurants are really, really good, but boy, they can also be pretty expensive too. So this might be one of my favorite bars in all of Las Vegas. It's inside the Cosmopolitan, and it's called the Chandelier. It's a 3-story bar with chandelier beads and gems and crystals the whole way up to the ceiling. Pretty cool. I'll go up a couple levels and show you from up there, but it is really a neat place. So this is the upper tier of the Chandelier bar. It really is a cool place. After a long layover in Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, I was finally on my way home. So as we got back to Florida, we decided to go ahead and do a little shark tooth hunting. So Swab and I decided to get up one morning, head to the beach, and we started to harvest fossilized shark teeth, which is kind of cool. It's an area on the west coast of Florida where this is highly concentrated. There's a lot of shark teeth in there for a lot of sort of geological reasons. But we go on over and do a little bit of shark tooth hunting. I'll kind of show you the spoils of that as well. But you guys know I like my coffee, so I love when I get back home, a little coffee station. I can grind all my own coffee and make it fresh. Kelly and I decided to go over to Venice Beach, Florida, and look for some shark teeth. So it was kind of fun. I didn't film a lot because I didn't want to get sand in my cameras, but yeah, we had a good time. We went to the beach. There was a little rock jetty that was just maybe 15 feet offshore at low tide, which was perfect. She could play in the sort of broken waves that got broken on that little jetty. And she played in the little, it was knee-deep water for me, waist-deep for her. She played and swam right there quite a bit, and I just sat there looking around for shark teeth. There were a couple other kids there playing, and yeah, she had a good time, and it was kind of nice to to do that. I guess we probably were there for an hour and a half or something. And we found several coquina, though it wasn't enough to likely make a stew or something, so I didn't keep them. But we also did find some shark teeth. I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 of them, with maybe 3 of or 4 of them being pretty nice. Other ones were iffy. But yeah, it was a good time. Good time. I'll show you those in just a couple of minutes.
So this here is Venice Beach, and you can see that little breakwater that was right out there. It worked perfect. McKinley could just swim along in that, and we could look for shark teeth there, and I felt perfectly fine letting her play around in there without having to worry about her safety.
A few days later, it was back to doing a few little chores around the house, and in this video, we're just hanging up a TV out on the outdoor room so we can relax out there. Temperature's been beautiful, and it seems like it'd be a great place to hang out and watch some TV or a football game or something, entertain with friends.
Deb and I went fishing the other day, and we were just sort of tooling down through the canals, and I went ahead and tossed a rod out the back of the boat, and I had a lure tied on. I did not have a snap swivel. I just had the lure tied directly to the string, and I thought, oh, I'll just drag it through the canal, see if we end up getting any bites. What I didn't think about was the fact that, boy, that thing just twisted and twisted and twisted that line. We probably drug it around for an hour and a half or so. I tried to pull a bunch of the line out and re-spool it, but it is just so twisted up, I'm going to have to replace it. Every time I'd cast, it would just get a big old mess in it. But what's kind of cool is Deb and her brother had this custom rod made for their dad. It's got the Marines logo on it, his name, and everything else. It's a beautiful rod. It says custom built for Dan. Has the Marine logos and the Ugly Angels, which was the air crew he was part of, also on it. But a beautiful lightweight rod and a really nice reel as well. I'm going to re-spool this whole thing, but first I've got to get all the line off of it. And while I'm doing it, I think I will re-spool both of them. I'm just going to use Trilene 20-pound test. It's probably heavier duty than we need for what we typically do in the canals and with these light rods versus the deep sea ones, but it'll certainly be fine for what we want here. And if we are out fishing for something a little bit bigger, or one of the kids hook up on something a little larger, we'll be able to certainly use this 20-pound test line. And I just admit I almost never get tired of this view. So we're standing on the patio inside the Florida room, and this is the view outside. Just beautiful. Last night we had little lights on down by the boat. They were the underwater lights, and we could see tons of little jellyfish just lighting up. It was really kind of cool. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have a bag down here in the sink. I'm just going to start spooling the line right into that. So I'll take the spool off here. The nice easy way to do this is just drop it into a little bucket. Alright, very close to the end there. Just going to go ahead and use our small snips here. that snip right off of there. We've got our empty spool. I'm going to get this cleaned up a little bit before I go ahead and put that back on, but I think I will unspool the other one as well. This one's just a cheap little Zebco reel, but it works great for just standing out on the dock here and catching little catfish. Well, I'll spare you watching me do that whole thing again, but I'm going to unspool this one as well. So while I'm restringing this, I'm going to go ahead and take this whole thing apart and just clean it and lubricate it real good. Start by taking the handle off. Just going to take the side plate off here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this, but it really is in need of some servicing. So I'll go ahead and get this cleaned up a little bit here as well. All right, I went ahead and used kind of Trilene's standard knot, just too compact right here for me to show how it works. But I now have the line on here, and kind of goofed up. I should have run through one of the eyes first. Would have been a lot easier, but oh well. Put that on here. Okay, so re-spooling this fishing reel, I have learned a lot. I'm going to do a video on the proper way to do this. I went ahead and restrung this entire fishing reel, and I did it completely wrong. I think I'm going to go ahead and take one of these apart, show how to maintain, how to clean, how to oil a fishing reel, and then the proper way of actually running the line onto it. What I ended up doing was actually spooling this line with a 20-pound test fluorocarbon line. Unfortunately, it's probably a little bit too heavy for this particular reel, but I also didn't spool it right. I didn't have the orientation of the actual line and the reel aligned properly. And what happened was as soon as you went ahead and casted it, it would just continue to spin off of the reel. So I did a lot of research on this. I've now restrung them. I know the proper way of doing it, and in the future I'm going to do a video on the proper way to do this. Not only the proper way to clean, maintain, and oil and lube a reel, also how to string the line, but more importantly, how you can go ahead and erase the memory from the line that sat on that larger spool and get it set for the smaller spool that is on your reel itself. Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do us a favor down below. Please do give it a thumbs up. It really does help our rankings in some of the videos. And from Gil and Deb and the girls, not aboard the boat, but out here waterfront, we'll see y'all next weekend. 20-pound fluorocarbon line, pound test fluorocarbon line, fluorocarbon. Why am I not having I have a hard time saying that. I spooled this reel with a 20-pound test fluorocarbon line. God it. Why can I not say fluorocarbon? Fluorocarbon.